So anyway, good afternoon to all. So today we are going to, complete another essay, Michelson-Morley experiment, which is a very important long answer question, which you can see every year the same question. So let us, complete that question. Last class it was a kind of disturbance. I couldn't able to complete that. So today we are going to, work out, complete that question. Okay, hope I can finish it. Then right, right. Anyway, so what is the? I mean, so Michelson interferometer is a experiment which was conducted by the two people, Michaels and Morley, and they obtained the interference. They obtained the interference with the division of amplitude. What happened is, let me share. I didn't share, right? I think, right. Okay. Right. So this is a very important experiment, and which is very useful actually. I mean, but later on this experiment failed due to some, because the people who did experiment, they consider the ether in the atmosphere, but that's not true. Later on Einstein came and they proved that it doesn't require any ether. Okay, ether is not the existence in the atmosphere. So Michaels along with Edward Morley used this interferometer, the famous experiment which they conducted 1837, and in a failed attempt to demonstrate the effect of the hypothetical wind. What is the wind name? Ether wind. You all know that ether is a chemical which is, they assume that ether is there in the atmosphere, and which goes with the speed of light, which is impossible actually, but they assume that, which is in the 1887. That time definitely there was not advance, there was no advancement. So their experiment left theories of light based on the existence of luminiferous ether without experimental support. They did, I mean, it was not completely proved, but served ultimately as the inspiration for the special theory. So before special theory of relativity, it was like basic experiment. But once special theory of relativity came, and Einstein explained entire this thing with the help of special theory of relativity, and he proved that there is no existence of ether, right? And this is the basic experiment. So this is the basic experimental setup. So you need to draw this experimental setup. What are the need? You need a one source. You need a source. You need a two mirrors M1. So let us describe the setup in the next slide. But here I'm just showing that you need a source which is a light source, and you need a two mirrors M1 and M2, which are coated by the silver. M1 is a mobile, it can be mobile, and M2 is fixed. And P1, P2 are the glass slide, which are also partially coated with the silver. And then they gave the names 1 and 2. The ray which is coming from the source, which incident on this P1 and partly reflected back to M1 mirror, we call it as a ray 1, partly transmitted through the P1, we call it a ray 2, and reflected from the M2 comes back here to O, and similarly ray 1 also reflected from M1, it comes back to the O. And again with these two rays which are coming reflected rays from M1 and M2, they interfere at O with the same, they have a coherence rays because they are coming from the same source, and that interference fringes can be collected with the help of telescope. This is a very basic experiment. If you remember this setup, how many what you need? Source, two mirrors, okay, source, two mirror, two glass light, one telescope, one source, that's it. And I'm going to explain this is the construction as I just mentioned. I don't need to repeat it, but just quickly go through it. Let us construction is side heading. Long answer you have to do, like you have to write a lot. So here, its main particle pods are two plane mirrors, M1 M2. They are in a perpendicular, right? They are in a M1 M2 are 90 degrees. So I just mentioned they mounted 90 degrees to each other, and P1 P2 are the parallel, right? They are actually 40 degrees to the mirror, this mirror, okay? They are 40 degrees with the ray. Their plane can be slightly tilted with the vertical and horizontal axis by adjusting screws at their back. They have a screws, there is a basic setup. The mirror M1 is mounted on the carriage provided with a very accurate and fine screw will be there in the mirror M1 and can be movable. The mirror M1 can be moved. They have some kind of screw which can be movable. It can go forward direction, backward direction. And P1 P2 are mounted exactly parallel to each other. They are inclined how much angle? 40 degrees to the M1 and M2. 40 degrees to the M1 and M2. The surface of P1 towards P2 is partially, they are partially coated. They are partially coated with the silver. So that is about construction beta. It's a very basic construction. If you remember the diagram, you can able to write the construction like about 5 points. Coming to working. Working also I already explained last time what happened. The light coming from the S, which is a monochromatic source, which is actually monochromatic means single wavelength, right? So which actually what happened beta? So that one, the ray comes partly reflected, falls on the M1. The partly transmitted through the P1, then P2, then incident on M2, reflected back, and it reaches the O point. Similarly, ray 1 also reflected back, reach O. At this point, two rays are there. To have the interference, how many rays you need beta? There are two waves. What are the requirement to have the interference? They should have a in phase, they should have a coherent sources. Since they are coming from the source S, they are coherence rays and they interfere here. That fringe pattern can be collected from telescope. That is was here working. Light, monochromatic light, which is coming from S, falls on the P1. The ray of light incident and partially silver P1 and reflected, partly transmitted through the, you have to mute students. It's your, you should able to mute yourself, right? The reflected ray 1, which is this, right? And transmitted ray we call it as a ray 2. This is 2. Ray 1, ray 2, they gave the name. The ray which is reflected at P and falls on M1, we call it as a ray 1. The ray which is transmitted through the P1, we call it as a P2. Sorry, ray 2. And both after reflection, what happened? So after reflection, two rays recombine at O, and that fringe pattern can be collected at telescope, right? And that was you should this interference fringes can be seen at here. And the next question someone asked, who asked this question? I am going to, let us say Bhavani asked the question, sir, you place the P1 here in the path of transmitted line, the path of the transmitted ray. Why did you place P2? Does anyone want to share your answer, please? Why we would place the P2 here? What is the importance of that? Can anyone please share your, if you remember, I already taught last class. What is the importance of P2? Please, don't take much time. Give your response, students. Don't be quiet. I don't like that. Right? Anyone? No one is there. Pavani, Geeta, Mahesh, Prasad, Gautami, Jayalakshmi, Pooja. Pooja? Jayalakshmi? I mean, you got Akila. You guys are attending for nothing. You just remember, guys, what is the importance of P2? P2 makes the something. Path differences equal. The ray which is going from here to here and coming back. The ray which is going from here to here coming back. So when you place here this P2 glass slide makes the two rays equal paths. Equal path difference. Did you remember now? At least can you keep in the brain now? Can you keep in your memory card? Brain memory card. So, I told last time P2 is called compensating plate. So, after partial reflection transmission at O, the ray 1 travels through the glass P1 twice. It goes here, reflected, then coming back here twice. The ray 2 does not so. It just go reflected from here. It travels twice here. Thus, in the absence of P2, the ray 1 and ray 2 are not equal. The paths are not equal. To equalize these paths, plate P2 having the same thickness of P1 is placed parallel to P1. So now you clearly understood that the function of the P2, which is actually equalize the paths of ray 1 and ray 2. We call it as a compensating plate. We call it as a compensating. Is it clear now? At least can you remember now? What is importance of P2?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to ask tomorrow 10 questions from this. I'm going to keep, this is the last question, I'm going to keep a quiz of all, I'll set up the questions, at least, as a unit test for a unit, for this unit. I'm going to ask a question from the, every bit from the long answer questions. You have to go through all long answer, then only you can able to answer it. And you have to prepare it, don't waste your time. So, okay. So, function of P2 we learn it, working we already completed, construction we already completed. Now, formation of images. How they form? I mean, you know that because they form because they are two rays, reflected rays recombine, form the interference, right? And whenever you have interference, that is collected by telescope. So, again, I'm giving here the form of fringe. Can anyone take the print, screenshot of attendance and post it to me? From tomorrow on next class onwards, I'll send the link so that you can just simply, give the attendance in the link. So the form of fringe depends on the inclination of M1 and M2. So whatever fringes you collect here, that depends upon the mirror M1 and mirror M2. And let M2 prime is what is M2 prime, which is actually close to here. So which is actually the image which is coming from the M2. So part of the image can also be seen here, which is reflected from the ray. It goes here, coming back here, and that can be reflected. A part of it goes here. Okay, so M2 be the image of M2 formed by reflection at a semi-silver surface of P1. So OM2 prime equal to OM2. So now you understand, OM2 is equal to OM2 prime. OM2 prime equal to OM2. Both are equal. The interference fringes may be regarded to be formed by light reflected from the surface M1 and M2 prime. So now this point is very important. I mean, we don't know actually what is going on. We don't know what these people were thinking. Two rays, these people were thinking this is S1 and this is S2. They were thinking that the two rays are coming from, one ray is coming from mobile M1, the another ray is coming from M2 prime, which is actually the ray which is coming from M2 ఇక్కడికి వెళ్ళి వచ్చి పైకి వెళ్ళి వస్తుందనే ఫీల్తో అక్కడ మనకు ఇక్కడ చెప్పడం జరుగుతుంది. ఇంటర్ఫరెన్స్ ఫ్రింజెస్ మే బీ రిగార్డెడ్ కావచ్చు. హౌ the reflected rays which are coming from M1 and M2 prime. What is M2 prime? Which is the reflected ray of M2. అంటే ఒకే డైరెక్షన్లో రావాలి కాబట్టి అలా ట్రీట్ చేశారు. సార్ ఇలా వచ్చంటే ఇలా కూడా అవ్వచ్చు. We don't know. Really, when you are doing experiment, we don't know. One ray is coming from here, one ray is, it can come like this also కదా సార్ అంటే, I mean, they are coming different phases here. I mean, they are coming in different directions. If it coming both are in this direction, there is a huge chances of forming the interference fringes. So that is the reason they were virtual source, virtual light or virtual ray, which is actually reflection of M2. And now both are one direction, M1 and M2 prime. The two rays are coming, one ray and the other ray. So both they interfere and that fringes can be collected at and there is a film up here. This arrangement air film, why అంటే మనకి ఈ మధ్యలో ఎయిర్ ఫిలిం ఉందని ఒక హైపోథసిస్ అన్నట్టు. జనరల్గా ఇంటర్ఫియరెన్స్ ఏర్పడాలంటే జరిగే, ఇప్పుడు ఇందాక మనం న్యూటన్ రింగ్స్ చూసాం కదా, న్యూటన్ రింగ్ ఎక్స్పెరిమెంట్ చేసాం కాబట్టి వీ హ్యావ్ డన్ న్యూటన్ రింగ్ ఎక్స్పెరిమెంట్ రైట్. ఇది ఎయిర్ ఫిలిం లాగా చేసాం. దిస్ ఈజ్ ఎయిర్ ఫిలిం. సో అలాగే ఇది ఎయిర్ ఫిలిం లాగా దే వర్ అజ్యూమింగ్. సో దిస్ అరేంజ్మెంట్ ఈక్వలెంట్ టు ది ఎయిర్ ఫిలిం enclosed between the M1, M1 and M2 prime. This is equal like a Newton ring experiment. Newton ring experiment, they keep a glass slide, they keep a lens like this, and they were saying that this spot and this spot, this is air gap. Because of this changing the thickness, will have the interference fringes there, Newton rings. Here this spot act like same thing. You should, is it clear all of you how interference forming, like what is the hypothesis of they have assumed? Yes. So now I think it's clear completely. Like there are some conditions now. That is over. Long answer almost over, beta. So here some conditions are there. What are the conditions? There are some conditions they assumed. What are the conditions? Let us see. When M2 is exactly perpendicular to M1, what happened? When M2 is exactly perpendicular to M1, what happened? The film M1 and M2 prime is the uniform thickness. We obtain exactly circular fringes. Condition. This is the competitive exam also they will ask. When we can get the circular fringes in Michelson-Morley experiment? What is the condition? The condition is only M1 is exactly perpendicular to the M2. These two mirrors exactly perpendicular to each other, and the distance between M1 and M2 should be small d, and the distance between S1 and S2, which are actually P1 and P2, 2D. You should remember this. Okay. This is the first condition to have the circular fringes. Then what is there? So if they are these two, M1 and M2 prime or parallel reflecting surfaces, these are, of course, they are parallel. The actual source has been reflected by virtual image of S1 S prime formed by the reflection of partially silver. So I already discussed this part. So what is M2 అనేది ఏంటి? M2 actually it is image of M2 only. M2 prime is, what is M2 prime, Nana? M2 prime is nothing but M2 only, right? It's reflected, the image of the reflected from M2. So M1 and M2 prime, this is M1, both are parallel, right? They are parallel reflecting surfaces. But actually it is not true, right? We cannot see that. Actually it is not true. We are just assuming this is a virtual one. Kanpinchadu adi. The actual source has been replaced by its virtual image formed by reflection. I mean, this is like a virtual image. S prime form two virtual images of S1 and S2 in the M1 and M2 prime. సో మనకు రెండు సోర్సెస్ వస్తున్నాయి. ఐ మీన్ two S1 S2, they are actually coming from M1 M2 prime, and these two rays interfere and you have the fringe pattern. Okay, and D is the actually distance between the M1 and M2 prime. So whatever this distance is, how much beta? Small d, air film. This small d. 2D is the separation between the S1 and S2. And S1 and S2 enti, what are the S1 and S2? S1 S2 actually it's a P1 and P2. P1 and P2, the distance is 2D. The path difference between ray entering in the eye is 2D cos theta. So the path difference between the rays entering into your eye ante actually 2D kada beta, cos theta kuda untundi, 2D cos theta. Mana eye konta angle chestundi kabatti 2D cos theta. So ee conditions raste it's good. If you don't write also it's okay, but you should at least write condition when M1 and M2 is particular, we can have the circular rings, and these conditions you have to write it. This is anyway you have to complete the last this is the bright fringe condition, this is the dark fringe condition. As I can say 2D cos theta, which is a when you see the with your eyes 2D cos theta, which is you have to make it as a, since it is visible, నువ్వు చూస్తున్నావు కాబట్టి బ్రైట్ ఫ్రింజ్ అవుతుంది. డార్క్ ఫ్రింజ్ you cannot see. 2D cos theta you have to keep in the brain. 2D cos theta is equal to 2n plus 1 into lambda by 2. These are the conditions very important to remember. 2D cos theta equal to n lambda, 2D cos theta equal to 2n plus 1 lambda by 2. Bright and dark. Okay, and these two you have, don't forget to complete this. The focus of point and the source which is subtend the same angle theta at the axis is a circle passing through P with its center on the axis. సో ఇవి డార్క్ బ్రాడ్ ఇట్లా వస్తూనే ఉంటాయి, ఒక ఇట్లా ఫ్రింజ్ ప్యాటర్న్ మనకి ఇలా సర్క్యులర్గా కనిపిస్తూ ఉంటాయి. సో దట్ ఈజ్ ఎనఫ్ యాక్చువల్లీ. ద ఆర్డర్ ఆఫ్ ఫ్రింజెస్ అంటే థీటా ఇంక్రీజ్ అవుతుంటే ఏమవుతుందంటే ఫ్రింజెస్ అనేది తగ్గికుంటూ పోతూ ఉంటాయి. సో వీ మూవ్ అవే ఫ్రమ్ ద సెంటర్ అన్నట్టు. సో యూ షుడ్ రిమెంబర్ దట్ ద ఆర్డర్ ఆఫ్ ఫ్రింజెస్ డిక్రీజెస్. వెన్ ద ఆర్డర్ ఆఫ్ ఫ్రింజెస్ డిక్రీజెస్ అంటే ద యాంగిల్, వెన్ యాంగిల్ ఇంక్రీజెస్, యాంగిల్ ఇంక్రీజ్ అయినప్పుడు మనకు ఈ యాంగిల్ బెటా దిస్ థీటా మనకు ఇంక్రీజ్ అవుతూ ఉంటే మనకు ద ఫ్రింజ్, ద ఆర్డర్ ఆఫ్ ఫ్రింజెస్ డిక్రీజెస్, అంటే నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ ఫ్రింజెస్ ఆల్సో డిక్రీజెస్. So that's a long answer question. Over. Up to here this is fine. Even if there also I mean straight fringes, if you want to write it, otherwise just leave it. Because this is another condition. If you want to competitive exams, definitely it helps. When M2 is not perpendicular to M1, definitely you don't have the circular shape. M2 అనేది M1 కి perpendicular ఉన్నప్పుడే you have the circular rings. If they are not perpendicular, there is a air film gap changes, you have the wedge shaped, అంటే ఒక ట్రయాంగిల్ లాగా ఉంటుంది మనకి, వెడ్జ్ షేప్ లాగా ఉంటుంది ఇట్లా, సర్క్యులర్ లాగా కాకుండా. ఓకే, సో యూ డోంట్ నీడ్ టు రిమెంబర్ ఎవ్రీథింగ్. ఒక్కటే కొద్ది, వెన్ M2 ఈజ్ నాట్ పర్పెండిక్యులర్ M1, the air film between these M1 and M2 prime is wedge shaped. These fringes actually form near the film are visible up to path difference comparable small, much smaller than the in case of circular. ఇవి చిన్నగా వస్తాయని గుర్తుంచుకోండి, ఇలా వస్తాయి అంతే. ఓకే, సో ఇఫ్ ద థిక్నెస్ ఆఫ్ ఫిలిం ఈజ్ వెరీ స్మాల్, మనకు స్ట్రేట్ లైన్స్ వస్తాయి. స్ట్రేట్ లైన్, ఫ్రింజ్ ఈజ్ కరస్పాండింగ్ టు T=0, పర్ఫెక్ట్ స్ట్రేట్ లైన్. సో ఈ కండిషన్స్ మనకు కాంపిటేటివ్ ఎగ్జామ్స్కి సరిపోతుంది. అంటే M2 పర్పెండిక్యులర్గా ఉంటేనే సర్క్యులర్, నాట్ పర్పెండిక్యులర్ స్ట్రేట్ లైన్, అది T=0 పర్ఫెక్ట్ స్ట్రేట్ లైన్ లాగా వస్తుంది, అదర్వైజ్ కర్వ్డ్ షేప్ లైన్ లాగా వస్తాయి. ఓకే, సో ఐ థింక్ ఐఎమ్ డన్ దిస్ క్వశ్చన్. ఇఫ్ యూ హ్యావ్ ఎనీ క్వశ్చన్, let me know about that experiment. Any question from that experiment, please? Michelson-Morley experiment. If you have any question, please. Yes? Anybody?
What uses for this experiment, sir?
I'm sorry?
What uses of this experiment?
Detector can help to see the fringe pattern. What is the fringe pattern? You can see this fringe pattern. I'm gonna see. This fringe pattern is there, right? So can you able to see this circular rings? So this you can able to see with the help of telescope only. Is it clear? Fringe pattern can be seen in the telescope. That is the importance of that. Any more doubt? Thank you. Who asked the question? Please. Thank you. What is your name?
Ramesh, sir.
Ramesh. Good, Ramesh. Yes. I mean, of course, whenever you keep the telescope always helps to see the object clearly or close to your eyes. If suppose you want to see them like stars, we always use the telescope. But here also, this experiment is not simple experiment. It's not in our they did like 1800s, right? 1887. It's like a big area they conducted this experiment. It's like a big, the source and everything, the setup is like more than like very big area they conducted. So it's not like a small area they conducted everything.
Sir, this uses for any examination, competitive exam.
Yeah, I told you, right? Competitive examination, they'll ask simple questions. What is the importance of this experiment? What is the importance when the both mirrors are perpendicular? What kind of mirror fringe pattern you can see? Circular fringes. When they are not perpendicular, what happens? Straight line fringes. What is the important? When angle is increasing, what happens? Order of the fringes decreases. All these sort of short questions you can make it. What is the distance between the P1 and P2 D or 2D? What is the distance between the M1 and M2 D? Like all these sort of questions you can make it. What is the assumption they made it? They assumed ether exists in the atmosphere. All questions you can make like 10-15 questions from this experiment. Which mirror is in a Michelson interferometer? Which mirror is movable? Which mirror is fixed? Right? Why? What is the important? What is the function of P2? Why we keep the second glass slide? To make the equalize compensator, right? To make the equal path difference. So all these sort of questions you can make it. Okay? Any more questions, please? Ramesh?
No, sir.
Thank you. Then we are almost done. Long answer questions. We have a 4 marks questions are there. Few more questions. I'll just finish it now. Long answer questions are over. Okay. So I'll just quickly finish the 4 marks. This is the 4 marks question. Lloyd experiment. I think I have done actually, but let me repeat again. Lloyd experiment. So Lloyd is a scientist. So what you can see is experimental setup. Very basic setup. What he did, Lloyd is a scientist, he did small experiment. Okay, so arrangement of producing interference. So he did actually very simple experiment with a single light source. He took a single light source. Generally we use the 2 light sources to have the interference phenomena, but he used a very basic experimental setup to get a interference pattern with a single light. First point, this is over. What is the importance of light experiment? Sir, he used only single source. Right? You should remember that. And when wave, this light reaches a point P, this is the point P. So this is the real source, and this he kept a mirror. So very simple, see. Here there is a source, light is there, and he placed the mirror underneath of that. So the ray, one ray goes like this, the other ray goes here, falls on the mirror, reflected back, then interfere with the ray which is coming from here, and these 2 rays interfere and the fringe pattern can be viewed on the screen. See how it is. Very basic experiment, right? What is the setup? He just placed the source here and he arranged the mirror here. Okay, he just placed a single source and with the help of mirror he produced the 2 sources, right? Virtual source and real source. And 2 sources, the rays which are coming from the real source and virtual source, they interfere, they recombine here to get to form the interference pattern, bright dark fringes, and that can be seen on the screen. The reflected ray can be treated as a ray from the source S prime, and that's it. And over, 4 marks question. Very simple, right? So Lloyd experiment importance is he used a single source and he used the mirror to have the virtual source, and the 2 rays which are coming from one row is the real source, the other ray is coming from the virtual source. They recombine and they form the interference pattern on the screen. That's it. Is it easy? Yes?
It
Yes.
is very easy.
Yes, that's 4 marks question. That is easy. Little more if you want to add 2 more points, you can add, but otherwise okay. The interference pattern is formed. That is over on the screen, right? The position of the dark and bright fringes are reversed relative to pattern of 2 real sources. దీనికి దానికి ఇంపార్టెన్స్ ఏం చెప్పండి. మనకు న్యూటన్ రింగ్స్ ఎక్స్పెరిమెంట్ అనుకోండి, మైకెల్సన్ మోర్లే ఎక్స్పెరిమెంట్ అనుకోండి, దానికి దీనికి డిఫరెన్స్ ఏంటంటే మనకు ఈ ఫ్రింజ్ ప్యాటర్న్ రివర్స్ అవుతుంది. అందులో బ్రైట్ డార్క్ అవుతుంది, డార్క్ బ్రైట్ అవుతుంది. దట్స్ ఇట్. That is the one important point. They will ask, what is the difference obtaining the fringe pattern on the screen from the Lloyd experiment and Michelson experiment? The only thing, the fringes are reversed relative to the real source. ఒకవేళ 2 sources real గా ఉంటే మనకు రివర్స్ అవుతుందని గుర్తుంచుకోండి. And the other difference, this is because there is a 180 phase difference change produced by reflection. ఎందుకు అవుతుంది? మిర్రర్ ఉంది కాబట్టి. Why it's happening reverse? Because of the reflected, the virtual, ఈ మిర్రర్ ఏమవుతుంది 180 degrees తో మిర్రర్ రిఫ్లెక్ట్ అవుతుంది కాబట్టి దానివల్ల మనకు వస్తుంది. So any more doubts about this experiment? Lloyd experiment is over. Any doubt? Any doubt about Lloyd experiment? No more doubt from anyone, please. I can see Amulya. Do you have any
No,
doubt?
sir.
Right. Jayalakshmi, do you have any doubt? Pooja? Okay, anyway, I hope you
No
understand.
doubt, sir.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Nana. Please mute, please mute, please mute. Please, immediately you have to mute. Right. There is one more 4 marks question, Nana. I know that you have been experienced about these feelings. What are these feelings? Can anyone share your, real-time experience?
Bubbles, sir.
When can we see these kind of bubbles?
Um,
Washing clothes.
Okay, washing clothes, rainbow kind of bubbles, right?
వర్షం వచ్చినప్పుడు వస్తాయి కదా.
వర్షం వచ్చినప్పుడు అఫ్ కోర్స్ ఆన్ ద రోడ్స్ పైన కూడా చూసారా మీరు ఆయిల్ ఉంటుంది.
Oil.
రైట్. ఇప్పుడు ఏదైనా వెహికల్ పోతున్నప్పుడు దాని ఆయిల్ రోడ్ మీద పడితే
పూర్తి పరావర్తనం చెందుతుంది కదా.
సంపూర్ణ పరావర్తనం, కరెక్ట్. ఎస్, దట్ ఈస్ టోటల్ ఇంటర్నల్ రిఫ్లెక్షన్, రైట్? కరెక్ట్. సో దాన్ని బేస్ చేసుకొని మనకు ఒక 4 marks క్వశ్చన్. వి కాల్ ఇట్ యాజ్ ఏ నాన్ గెటింగ్ ఇంటర్ఫిరెన్స్, getting or producing interference pattern with the help of non-reflecting film or thin film అని కూడా చెప్పొచ్చు. Let us see that how it could be. Interference effect are commonly observed in thin films. Example, soap bubbles, oil and water. You have been experienced, I guess, many times. Soap bubbles also, you can see oil in a water. When you drop a oil in a water, you can definitely see some kind of interference pattern on the thin film, on the water. So soap bubble is why you can see soap bubble, because there is air inside, right? There is air formed or air blocked by the film. Air is inside the soap bubble, and you can make big size of soap bubble too, depends upon the surface tension. You can make as much as you can big, but depend upon the surface tension. You can discuss, you can talk about surface tension. It's water property, surface property, depend upon the surface. We can by adding soap we can reduce the surface tension. This topic is other topic, we don't need here, but if you have any specific level doubt, I'll definitely discuss it. Yes, so example of getting interference fringe from non-reflecting film is soap bubble, oil and water. Assume the light rays are traveling in air nearly normal to the two surfaces of film. అంటే ఇక్కడ టూ సర్ఫేస్ ఆఫ్ ఫిలిం మీనింగ్ ఏంటంటే ఫిలింలో ఇప్పుడు సోప్ బబుల్ తీసుకుంటే 2 సర్ఫేసెస్ ఉంటాయి లోపలనే. ఓకే, సో దట్ ఈస్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ నాన్ రిఫ్లెక్టింగ్ film. So first point you can write it, interference effect or commonly observed in the thin films. That's good. In general, you can see that colors whenever you are able to see colors, means there is an interference pattern అన్నట్టు. Definitely interference లేకపోతే you don't see that colors, VGR and rainbow colors, all you are able to see because of the interference pattern. So example, soap bubble, oil and water. So what you are saying here is the light rays basically they're traveling to the air to the film. ఇక్కడ ఏందున్నాయి మనకు, there are two things. Light rays passing through the air and there is a film inside. So there is a medium change here. There is a medium change. Refractive index also changes. Okay, so what happened here? The condition, 4 marks question. You should remember this. An electromagnetic wave traveling from the refractive index n1 towards the refractive index of n2, when it changes 180 degrees phase change and a reflection, The condition, you should remember this, n2 greater than n1. What is the meaning of that? So here the film is here, the ray is coming here, light ray. N1 is air, N2 is film. If N2 is greater than N1, there is no phase, this will go reflection action, phase change. There is no phase change in the reflected wave when N1 greater than N2. N1 greater than N2 ఉంటే ఏంటి, there is no phase change, ఇట్లా వెళ్ళిపోతూనే ఉంటుంది ఫిలిం. సింపుల్ నాన్న, మనం క్రిటికల్ యాంగిల్ టోటల్ ఇంటర్నల్ రిఫ్లెక్షన్ డిస్కస్ చేసుకున్నాము. ఐ థింక్ యూ డవ్, I mean I didn't teach you, but I think I believe that you have that knowledge. Critical angle, what is the critical angle, what is the total internal reflection? Critical angle is, total internal reflection is, if the angle of incident is greater than the critical angle, it reflected back to the same medium. That is called total internal reflection. If the angle of incident is 90 degree, the angle of when the ray passing from the denser medium to rarer medium, the angle of incident at which angle of refraction is 90 degrees, we call it as a critical angle. అంటే ఇది I అవుతుంది, ఈ I become IC అవుతుంది. అంటే ఇదేమో denser medium, ఇది rarer medium. When the ray passing from denser medium to rarer medium, okay, the angle of incident at which angle of refraction is 90 degrees, we call it a critical angle. But when the angle of incident greater than the critical angle, the ray coming back to the same medium, we call it as total internal reflection. So that is, I think you have that knowledge. But here I am giving two conditions. So here there are two mediums are there. If N2 is greater than N1, there is a reflection because it's going and coming back reflection. If there is no phase change, there is no reflection, అంటే N1 కి ఒకవేళ N1 greater than N2 అయితే it just go through the medium, it doesn't reflect it. So the wavelength of light in the medium with refractive index n, lambda, there is a condition you don't need to remember, but it's up to you whether you want to remember or not. But lambda by n is the refractive index, lambda is the wavelength of the film. This relation is actually depends, if you want to calculate the wavelength in a other medium, you need to know the refractive index of that medium, then only you can able to calculate the wavelength of the light in that particular medium. So non-reflective film 4 marks సార్ ఎక్కువ చెప్తున్నారు కదా సార్ అంటే, just remember and write it whatever you remember, don't write too many things, okay, just describe the basic stuff. First, what happened beta, the ray 1 undergoes a phase change of 180 degree with respect to the incident ray. First ray 1, what happened, this is the ray 1. So ray 1, what happened, tell me. The ray 1 undergoes the phase change of 180 degree with respect to incident ray. So this is the incident ray and reflected back to the same medium 180 degrees. The ray 2, what happened, it traveled through the medium then reflected back here. Here it went to the second surface, the ray which is actually reflected from the lower surface undergo no phase change with respect to the incident ray. అంటే ఇక్కడికి వెళ్ళి మనకు వచ్చిందనుకో లోపలికి వెళ్ళిపోయింది కాబట్టి no phase change, again it changes phase at this surface, reflected back. Okay, so now this diagram, I think it's clear. This is the air, right, this is the bubble film with a air film. Okay, ఈ ఇక్కడ నుంచి ఇలా వచ్చి రిఫ్లెక్ట్ అనేది, సెకండ్ ఏమో సెకండ్ సర్ఫేస్ దగ్గర రిఫ్లెక్ట్ అయింది, నో ఫేస్ చేంజ్. సో రే 2 ఆల్సో ట్రావెల్ అడిషనల్ డిస్టెన్స్. సో ఇక్కడ మనకు రే 2 ఏమైంది బెటా, ఈ రే 1 ఏమో ఇక్కడికి వెళ్ళి రిఫ్లెక్ట్ అయింది, ద రే 2 యాక్చువల్లీ రిఫ్లెక్టెడ్ ఫ్రమ్ హియర్. సో Sir, sir. Wait. Just so the ray 1 and ray 2, what was actually the ray 1 actually did not go through into medium or film. The ray 2 actually transmitted through the film and went back. And it traveled how much extra distance, tell me? 2t. This film thickness is 2t. So now there is a path difference. Again, what you have to do? Conditions are there, beta. So what is the conditions? So the first condition is constructive interference. It completely changes it. 2nt is equal to, you have to remember this formula. 2nt is equal to m plus half lambda. This is dark fringe. 2nt equal to m lambda. This is for, sorry, this is for destructive interference. This is the constructive interference. So which is actually, you know, to have the constructive interference, you should have the plus. In general, this is the constructive interference. This is the destructive interference. But here completely reversed. For non-reflective film, it's completely reversed. You have to remember this. 2nt equal to m plus half lambda. 2nt equal to m lambda. This is a destructive. And the dark. This is dark. This is bright. Reverse out better conditions. Why? Because it's a non-reflecting film. మనకి దగ్గర ఉంటుంది కాబట్టి కండిషన్ చేంజ్ అవుతుంది అంతే. నాన్ రిఫ్లెక్టివ్ ఫిల్మ్ వేస్తే లాంగ్ ఆన్సర్ క్వశ్చన్ ఓవర్. But I don't long no short answer question actually. I mean, it seems like a big answer, but you can write it like a 5 or 6 points. Okay. Still, I put lengthy because it may help for the competitive exam. That's it. So two factor influence on the interference here. In this case, non-reflective film, possible phase change, difference in the travel distances because path change and the phase change. The conditions are valid if the medium above top surface is the same as the medium bottom surface. If the thin film is between two different medium, one of the lower index than the film and one of the higher index, the condition for the constructive or destructive interference are reversed. Yes. So this is the important part. Why we got a conditions different. The thin film is between two different medium, one of the lower index than the film and one of the higher index. The conditions are both completely reversed. So refractive index is changed. So because of that, the conditions are changed. Dark fringe వచ్చేది bright అయితే bright కి వచ్చేది dark. That's it. So any doubts about the non-reflective film? I mean, you don't need again this. It's over. I just gave that. But all these things you don't need actually. Certain things already. Any doubt about the non-reflecting film? Non-reflecting film can be, let me summarize the 4 or 5 points. I don't need to, suppose 4 marks question, how can we write, sir? Simply don't write too much. Okay. So non-reflecting film, actually commonly it happen bubbles, so bubble oil. Okay. The light actually traveling in both medium. That's second point. There are some rules because light travel from the one medium to other medium. If refractive index is second medium is greater than the first medium, there is no phase. There is a 180 degrees phase. It reflects back. It's like a total internal reflection. It's like a total internal reflection. If it is reverse, no phase change. N2 is greater than N1. It's like a total internal reflection. సంపూర్ణాంతర పరావర్తనం అవుతుంది. ఒకవేళ రివర్స్ అవుతే నో ఫేజ్ చేంజ్ అనేది గుర్తుంచుకోండి. ఇక్కడ రే 1 కి రే 2 కి పాత్ డిఫరెన్స్ ఉంటుంది. ఫస్ట్ రే కి సెకండ్ రే కి పాత్ డిఫరెన్స్ ఇస్ 2t and the phase difference is 180 completely. The conditions constructive interference, destructive interference conditions completely reversed. For bright fringe actually 2nt is equal to m plus half lambda. For dark fringe 2nt equal to n lambda. These are actually reversed compared to Newton rings, Michelson model. And the factors which actually influence here is phase change and path difference. And conditions here completely reversed. I mean, you don't need this lambda n is equal to lambda by n. I already mentioned it. The wavelength of the new medium must be equal to the wavelength of the original medium by refractive index. That's it. So Newton rings, I already mentioned it. I mean, we have completed a long answer question. We don't. Here I just mentioned summary actually. Another method of viewing the interference fringes. Suppose if they ask 4 marks question, how do we do అనేది ఇక్కడ మీకు చెప్పడం జరిగింది. ఒకవేళ 4 మార్క్స్ క్వశ్చన్ న్యూటన్ రింగ్స్ ఇస్తే మనం అక్కడ చెప్పింది మొత్తం కాకుండా కొంచెం షార్ట్గా. So interference fringes can also be viewed by Newton rings method. Here we use the air film between the glass surface and the we use the lens. There is a gap between the lens, curved lens, and the glass surface. The pattern of light and dark fringes is observed when you have the glass and lens. There is a gap, there is a air film formed between them, top surface of the glass, and as you change the thickness also changes. These rings are Newton rings, right? And this is the kind of experiment I already mentioned it. Here the glass slide is there, and this is the lens. And as you can see here, this thickness changes because of this is actually air film. So because of these air film, one ray reflected from the top, the other ray reflected from the bottom, and they form the interference. So one ray actually undergo 150 change, the other ray does not go for phase change. It just go here. ఇదేమో రిఫ్లెక్ట్ అయిపోతాం. సేమ్ లైక్ ఏ నాన్ రిఫ్లెక్టింగ్ ఫిలిం ఉంది. So applications, what are the applications? Why we need to study all this stuff, sir? CDs, DVDs, applications, there are so many applications, because in CDs, DVDs also you need to store the data, right? How do we store? And you can see that there are lines inside, based on the storage capacity. We name the CDs and DVDs this. There is a the data can be stored digitally, like zeros and ones only, right? And this can be stored with the help of light only. The strong reflection corresponds to constructive interference. When a series of ones and zeros are read by a laser, how do we read, sir? Laser light. When you just place the laser light on the disc, you can read that. If you have the strong reflection from the disc, you can think about strong constructive interference. If you have that related to the zeros. If you have a weak reflections, those are actually destructive interference, which are actually ones. So CD has a multiple tracks. The track consists of sequence of pits of varying length forming a reflecting information layer. The pits appears as bumps to the laser beam. The laser beam shines on the metallic layer through clear plastic coating. ఇవన్నీ కూడా మీరు సీడీని ఒకసారి అబ్జర్వ్ చేస్తే మీకు కనిపిస్తూ ఉంటుంది. సీడీ కానీ డివిడీ కానీ ఒకసారి అబ్జర్వ్ చేయండి. ఐ డోంట్ నీడ్ పిట్ ఇలా ఉంటాయి అన్నట్టు. అంటే సీడీలో కానీ డివిడీలో కానీ ఈ టైప్గా మనకు డిప్స్ ఇలా ఉండడం ఫార్మేషన్ ఉంటుంది. దానివల్లనే మనం స్టోరేజ్ చేయగలుగుతాం. I mean, you don't need all this stuff, but you can see applications are very important, right? DVDs use shorter wavelength lasers. I mean, this is like a application. Why thin film shows different colors? Interference, right? Why does thin film or interference result as many rays of different colors? Interference వల్లనే different wavelengths ఉంటాయి కాబట్టి, since each color of light is different wavelength కాబట్టి మనకు కలర్ కనిపిస్తుంది. ఇంటర్ఫరెన్స్ లో ఒకటే కలర్ కనిపించాలి కదా అని క్వశ్చన్ అడగవచ్చు. వై డస్ thin film interference results as a ray of different colors? Because each color has a different wavelength. When it undergoes the interference, ఆ ఇంటర్ఫరెన్స్ అయినప్పుడు మనకు డిఫరెంట్ కలర్ లాగా వస్తుంది. ఒక్కొక్క కలర్కి ఒక్కొక్క వేవ్ లెంత్ ఉంటుంది కాబట్టి మనకు రెయిన్బో కలర్ వస్తుంది. Question why thin film shows different colors and I just mentioned. Thank you so much. Any doubts? Any doubts?
No, sir.
Thank you so much. So the chapter is over. The unit is over. When can we conduct the exam? Tell me that.
రేపు పెట్టండి సార్.
రేపే అప్పుడే కంప్లీట్ చేస్తాం యూనిట్ మొత్తం. రమేష్, సునీల, రమేష్ ఎవరు?
But we want notes on this chapter.
I'll post all this PowerPoint presentation. Okay.
Okay, thank you, sir.
I'll post today now, and you can copy. You have to make the notes. I mean, everything is there on the slide, right? You can able to
Yeah, sir.
you can able to copy the notes and get ready for every point. I'll get the questions from the very basic from the experiment. Long answer question, I'll not ask you to complete the long answer question, but only bits only I'll ask, because I have to get immediate response results. But for your sake, better to practice long answers too, so that it helps a lot. తర్వాత చాలా యూజ్ అవుతుంది. లాంగ్ ఆన్సర్స్ మొత్తం ఒక టైం తీసుకోండి. నేను ఎగ్జామ్ ఒక 3-4 days తర్వాత పెడతాను. ఈరోజు 19th కదా. Tomorrow I'll start, not tomorrow, day after tomorrow I'll start new lesson, but not exam. Can I keep the after 3 days exam? Can I keep the Saturday or Monday? Which day you want?
ఇష్టం సార్, ఎప్పుడంటే అప్పుడు పెట్టేసాడు.
100% వస్తే అప్పుడే రెడీగా ఉన్నావేంది?
No, sir. Monday is better for all.
అంటే మంచి ప్రిపేర్ అయ్యి రాద్దామని నా ఉద్దేశం ఏంటంటే, ఏదో టైం పాస్ కింద ఏం రాయదు. యూ టేక్ యూర్ ఓన్ టైం. ఒక యూనిట్ అయిపోయిందంటే మనం ఎక్స్పర్ట్. కంపల్సరీ ఈ యూనిట్లోకి వెళ్ళి మీకు 25 మార్క్స్ పైన వస్తాయి, 30 దాకా వస్తాయి. సో మనము 2 లాంగ్ ఆన్సర్స్ చాయిస్ కింద వచ్చే ఛాన్స్ ఉన్నాయి ఇలా. సో మనం ఎందుకు మిస్ కావాలా? సో 2 లాంగ్ ఆన్సర్ చేయగలిగితే మనకు ఆల్మోస్ట్ ఎక్కడికి పోతాం, 40 మార్క్స్ వెళ్తాం. 20 మార్క్స్ చాయిస్. కొన్నిసార్లు ఏమో ఇప్పుడు ఆల్టర్నేట్ చాయిస్ ఇవ్వట్లేదు. 2 లాంగ్ ఆన్సర్ కోసం ఇదే యూనిట్లో చేయొచ్చు, 40 మార్క్స్ వస్తాయి, 20+ పాస్. 4 మార్క్స్ వస్తాయి. సో ఒక్క యూనిట్ ఎక్స్పర్ట్ అయినా కూడా యూ విల్ బి పాస్. మీ సీనియర్స్ చాలా మంది బ్యాక్లాగ్స్ ఉన్నాయి ఆప్టిక్స్ కోర్సులో. ఐ డోంట్ నో, మేము లేము ఇక్కడ ఫ్యాకల్టీగా. ఐ డోంట్ నో వెదర్ దే ప్రిపేర్డ్ వెల్, బట్ 50% రిజల్టే వచ్చింది ఆప్టిక్స్ వాళ్ళకి. సో బీ కేర్ఫుల్, సీరియస్లీ ప్రిపేర్ ఇట్. ఐ వాంట్ యూ టు ఎవ్రీబడి పాస్. మొత్తము యూట్యూబ్లో కూడా పెడుతున్నాం కాబట్టి కొంతమంది అటెండ్ కాని వాళ్ళు యూ కెన్ గో త్రూ ద యూట్యూబ్ క్లాసెస్. అక్కడికి వెళ్ళి నోట్స్ రాసుకోండి. ఏదేవే అంటే మళ్ళీ ఒకసారి వింటే మీకు ఈజీ అవుతుంది. సో కెన్ ఐ క్లోజ్? ఐ హ్యావ్ ఎ క్లాస్ ఫర్ ద 3rd year స్టూడెంట్స్.
ఈ సబ్జెక్ట్ ఏమవ్వాలి సార్ పాస్ అవుతాం?
నానా
ఈ సబ్జెక్ట్ ఏమవ్వాలి సార్ పాస్ అవుతాం?
పాస్ కావాలనే బేట, పాస్ కావాలి. కాంపిటేటివ్ ఎగ్జామ్లో మీరు ర్యాంకులు కొట్టినప్పుడే వీఆర్ సో హ్యాపీ. అంటే వీ వాంట్ టు సెకండ్ ఇయర్ స్టూడెంట్స్కి ర్యాంకులు కొట్టియాలని. ఫైనల్ ఇయర్స్ ఎలాగో మాకు కంట్రోల్, అంటే అవుట్ ఆఫ్ కంట్రోల్ ఆల్రెడీ అయిపోయింది కోర్స్ కాబట్టి. అట్లీస్ట్ సెకండ్ ఇయర్స్కి మేము కనీసం ఒక ఐఐటీలో ఒక 2 ర్యాంకులు వచ్చినాయి అంటే, సెంట్రల్ మినిస్ట్లో ర్యాంకులు వస్తే డెఫినెట్గా అవర్ కాలేజ్ బికమ్ లైక్ ఎనీథింగ్. ఓకే. సో అవర్ మీ మీదనే డిపెండ్ అవుతుంది కాబట్టి హార్డ్ వర్క్ చేయండి బాగా. ఓకే మరి, థ్యాంక్ యూ సో మచ్. హ్యావ్ ఏ వండర్ఫుల్ డే. స్టే ఎట్ హోమ్, ప్రిపేర్ వెల్. థ్యాంక్ యూ సో మచ్ ఫర్ అటెండింగ్ మై క్లాస్. ఓకే, రైట్, బాయ్.
సార్ ఎగ్జామ్స్ ఎప్పుడు ఉంటాయి సార్? అయిపోయిన ఎగ్జామ్స్
పెట్టిద్దాం, అవి వస్తే నేను ఎగ్జామ్ మన ప్రయత్నం మనం చేద్దాం. ఓకేనా? డేట్ అయితే లేదు ఇప్పుడు, స్కెడ్యూల్ లేదు, ఎందుకంటే సిచ్యువేషన్ బాగాలేదు కాబట్టి.
ఓకే ఓకే సార్.